Hello everyone, welcome back to SK Shadow, welcome back to the football side of the channel these days, where we are here once again for the yearly Premier League predictions, where I technically have already tried recording this video. I tried recording it with a friend last year. I did it with my good friend Matt. I doubt anyone remembers that, but it doesn't really have the sort of setup I do, so audio is a nightmare. Audio just hasn't worked. Doing it on a phone, it keeps cutting out. His internet was just playing up, so it was all really lagging for both ends of things, so I haven't decided to use that. But obviously I've kept the same thing as we've predicted. I've got it on the side here. Obviously you're going to have some lovely graphics on the side there. And then we'll basically go through. So I'm basically going to do it in terms of relegation to bottom half to mid-table / top half, and then top end of the table and winners, or the winner, which is probably the most obvious thing in the world, if I'm being honest. If you can't guess who's going to win the Premier League, then, well, you are in the wrong place, like 100%. So, starting the whole way down the table, in the relegation zone, I think it's fairly obvious. I think we all know who's getting relegated. In 20th, I've gone for Bournemouth. In 19th, I've gone for Fulham. And in 18th, fighting very bravely against relegation, I have gone for Nottingham Forest. Reasons being, Bournemouth are pony. That's the easiest way to put it. They haven't really got anyone. No one crazy anyway. They've got, who is it they got up front? Dominic Solanke, still ex-Liverpool. I just don't think they've got enough. And considering I think they was going to win the championship at one point, it seemed very likely that they was going to. Then they sort of bottled it a little bit. But either way, are still in the Premier League. I think they'll go straight back down. Don't really have the money to have a good signing philosophy or anything like that. So straight back down for them. Same with Fulham. They're crap as well. I just think that's just a little bit better than Bournemouth. But it's like polishing a turd, really. It looks good on the outside, but then on the inside, it's just a bit grim, really. And then obviously Nottingham Forest, they have, out of the three, probably made the better signings. Jesse Lingard is a very weird one. Has a relegation release clause in his contract, so I'm expecting that to be activated fully at the end of the season. And considering they went up by the playoffs as well, so probably don't really have the strength to be in the Premier League, but nonetheless, I do think there's a slightly better side than those two teams. Okay, then the bottom half of the table. This is probably, I should probably mention actually, if I put your team somewhere, don't take it personally. I'm being honest with everything I put here, so yeah, it's just my opinion. Leave me alone. So in 17th, I have gone for Everton, Crystal Palace. In 16th, 15th in Southampton, and then 14th, Brentford. So Everton are not good. It's just as simple as that. They are not good at the moment. Losing huge players. Obviously, Richarlison. And then, in my opinion, I think their defence isn't that good. Ben Godfrey just isn't the one. Not for me, at least. And then, obviously, Frank Lampard being very... how do you put it? Not great, really, as a manager. Not yet, at least. I know the club is in financial shit, and the board aren't really backing the club enough to make them the team they should be, but with the right manager and the right frame of mind with what they've got, they could definitely make some good money off of some, like, selling some players and rebuild a very good team. It's just, they just don't have the personnel for it, in my opinion. Crystal Palace next. They always seem to start well and then seemingly end up in 16th, 15th, maybe. It's just seems to be how it always goes for them. Southampton next. They're just not as strong as they have been before. I don't really know who they've got either at the moment. I just know they're not very strong. And I do predict... would you call it, a 15th finish. I need to change the graphics. I've just noticed a spelling mistake on that. Next, 14th, Brentford. I just think they're alright. They're like the overachievers, really. They're good at overachieving. With the players they got, you would probably say they're not incredible, but seemingly they've stayed in the Premier League against the odds that they had the first season, or the first time round they were there. So, yeah, I reckon 14th is fair. The midfield lot. For the midfield lot, I have decided to go with 13th in Brighton, 12th in Leeds, 11th in Newcastle, Aston Villa in 10th, and Wolverhampton Wanderers in 9th. So, Brighton, they lost a very big player for them in Bissouma. He went to Spurs. I still think they're good enough to finish sort of 13th. I say good enough. 13th ain't great, but it's Brighton. Again, not really the richest club in the world. Don't really have the most amazing players in the world. They got a couple of players I rate. And sort of Lamptey, he's a very good player in my opinion. But I think just about good enough to finish 13th. Leeds, again, do very well. Be interesting to see what they do without Rafinha, but and Calvin Phillips, to be fair. But at the same time, I kind of still think they will replace. They must have some money floating around after selling those two for quite a lot of money. So replacements incoming at some point. I think they'll finish 12th. Newcastle, I think they're really overrated. I know they've got oil money. I know they've got a lot of players coming in, like Nick Pope. They got that Botman centre-back. Good players. Will they perform? Who knows? It is Newcastle. You can't just slap a world-class player in a sort of mid-team and expect it to perform. Not quite how it works. Aston Villa, again, another very, very overrated team in my opinion. I know I like the players they've got. But then again, you've got to remember it's Aston Villa. So, I mean, Felipe Coutinho is still quite good. I mean, I'm trying to think who else they got. I think they got Emi Martinez in goal, and then they got Tyrone Mings. Is he their player? Someone like that? I don't know. It's an alright team. It's okay. It will do the job. I think it'll finish smack bang in the middle. They're getting better, and so is Steven Gerrard. He's getting much better as a manager, so he's definitely one up on Frank Lampard in this rivalry, let's put it like that. And then 9th, the Portuguese national team, of course, Wolves. Not as strong as they have been. Obviously, they've no longer got players like Adama Traore and things like that, but again, they always seem to finish somewhere in the mid-tier or the midfield of the table, even though they probably shouldn't. But again, it's a bit of a weird one. They always end up there somehow, so I have gone with 9th. Probably not the best explanation on why I think they will, but yeah, I mean, the transfer window is still open. I am recording this on the 1st of the 8th, so quite literally the weekend coming as of recording this. The Friday is when the Premier League starts again, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe my predictions are good and I get them all right. That would be nice. But we will see. Well, moving into the top half / the Champions League, Europa League. It's sort of gets a little bit predictable towards the top, but it's more the bottom half of this section, which is the controversial. So I think it's fair to say Leicester's going 8th. They've lost a few players. They haven't really signed... I don't think they've signed anyone. I've not really heard about them in the media at all. I think the team's still quite strong with what they got. Jamie Vardy's still got a few seasons left in him before the decline really hits in. They're not a bad team, but I just don't think... I think they'll just miss out on Europe. Just about. Alongside... Very debatable, this is Manchester United. And it turns out I can't spell because all my graphics are spelt wrong, so I'm gonna have to redo most of these. Doesn't matter. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, Manchester United. It's like the new Tottenham, isn't it? It's just they've got a trophy cabinet and Tottenham don't. It's awkward, isn't it? Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane, De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes. The amount of players they've got, and they always underperform. And even the media want to see them underperform. It is the team that was voted by the public that they want to see underperform the most. How tragic is that? Crazy. Next, I think West Ham. I think they're good enough to get Europe. they're turning into quite a good team. David Moyes has been given the chance he deserves. They're just a good team now. They are just a good team. They've been signing a few players here and there. They're just doing their thing. Always improving, onwards and upwards, as you like to say. Just a solid team. Next I've gone with Spurs. Obviously, I mean, they got a good team. It's a weird one. It's like the unsavables. It's just, no matter how good that team becomes, I just don't think they'll ever win anything. You could put Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, you could put De Bruyne, you could put Neuer in there, you could put Ramos at the back with Marquinhos and Mendes and Hakimi, whoever else, and I still think just because it's Tottenham, they wouldn't win a thing. History's proven it as well. They've had such a good team for a while. Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, Kulusevski, who I think is an incredible player. I'm not sure if it was a loan or not, or if they've actually bought him yet, but there you go. I think they just are unsavable. Next, I'll go with Arsenal. The fourth and third could be any way around, really. If you're an Arsenal fan, you'd put it one way. If you're a Chelsea fan, you'd put it the other way. According to pre-season, Arsenal are currently the more informed team, but that doesn't ever mean a thing. With Chelsea, they always seem to go into the season really on the ropes and struggling, and then always seem to pull a third spot anyways. So that's why I put it this way around. Arsenal, obviously, signing a lot of players like Fabio Vieira, Gabriel Jesus. It's all good signings. Can they pull it together and actually get Europe again? I think they will. It will be the following season when they're in Europe, which will be the big test for them. So obviously Chelsea third, they've made good signings. They're probably still going to sell. They're probably still going to replace. A lot of money to be floated around that team. It's fairly obvious why I put them third. Obviously, at the moment, not in the greatest form in the world coming out of pre-season, but it's only pre-season. So you kind of take it with a pinch of salt. And then obviously Liverpool second, you kind of expect that. There's two teams which are just so far ahead of everyone else. Liverpool are just a very good team. Obviously, they've lost Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich. Is a bit of a blow to them, but again, they've got a good replacement in that. Is it not Ruben Diaz, Luis Diaz. And they're probably still going to sign more as well. So, second, and then finally, surprise, Man City. Was it ever going to be any other team other than Man City? Probably not. Man City are so much further ahead than everyone. Even the fact that they've got, what's his face? Haaland. Erling Haaland, what a guy. He's just ridiculous. Ridiculously good. I know the memes are going around from his pre-season where he missed the open goal, but again, it's pre-season. It's just, you're finding your fitness. You're just warming yourself up. They're going to win the league. They're going to storm it. I would be very surprised if they even lose a game. If they can do an unbeaten season, then hold me to it. I predicted it. I haven't really. Do I think they can? I think they probably will. Obviously, they got Thursday Night Football in the Champions League as well, so they're really going to want to try win that this year, I think. So maybe they kind of lose focus a little bit off the Premier League, but they've got so much depth in every single position. They could probably go ahead and win everything if they really tried. It is just a case like, oh no, De Bruyne, you got Foden, lost Sterling. Oh well, we got plenty of wingers. It's even the defence. Oh no, Ruben Diaz is injured. Oh, we got John Stones. He ain't a bad replacement for it. It just goes on, and they brought in a new keeper as well. Just all sorts. They are just going to storm it. So there you go. That is the Premier League predicted. Carabao Cup, I think Liverpool will win. No one really cares about that. FA Cup, I think, will be an Arsenal-Chelsea final, and then probably Arsenal to win it. I'd probably guess that's the only thing they can really win, really. Obviously, I would like us to win it, being a Chelsea fan, but I kind of know how that goes. And then, I mean, the Champions League could be up for anyone. I predict maybe PSG. They've got a very good team this year round. Europa League could go to bloody anyone. I wouldn't even put Arsenal past winning it because they're actually quite good looking at the moment. And then Conference League, I'm backing West Ham. They'll get knocked out of Europe or Europa League. Somewhere in the knockouts, go to Conference, and they'll probably win that. They're definitely good enough to win that. So there you go. I've predicted the season. Let me know what your predictions are. I'm interested in everyone else's opinion. Don't shoot me over mine. Maybe I'm a little biased to certain teams, but there you go. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, check all the links in the description. Go check the other two channels we have. The main channel being just SK Shadow. And then the other side of things, which is mainly pool stuff, SK Shadow Racing. So go check that out if you're into the Formula 1. Stay on here. If you're into the football stuff, we have currently got a Football Manager save going where we are playing as Paris FC and trying to become the biggest threat in France, trying to take down the Giants in PSG. So if you're interested for that, stay around, use those notifications, come talk to us in the Discord if you want just a friendly chat, because why not? And other than that, I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.